What we do know right now, viewers, that the conflict deeply rooted in a multifaceted geopolitical struggle, which once again involves ideology, security concerns, regional power dynamics. Will it escalate? Will it spiral in the region? All those questions that we will get answers to through the course of the next 25 minutes. I have in the studio with me senior journalist, consulting editor, India Today, Sandeep Unithan. While we are standing at the precipice of what Sandeep is clear escalation, I want to take our viewers through on what would be the might in terms of weaponry where Iran faces off with Israel. So a military comparison, and maybe you can also, weigh in on this. Iran's entire population, about 88 million, while Israel is just about 9 million. Iran's military budget is about 10 billion. And Israel's military budget is 24 billion, include, of course, US aid. Iran's active personnel, about 610,000, Israel's 169,500. Iran's reserve personnel, 350,000, Israel's reserve personnel, 465,000. Iran's paramilitary forces are 220,000, Israel's paramilitary forces 8,000. On one hand, Iran has about 10,500 tanks and Israel has about 400 artillery guns, with Iran 6,800 and Israel's just 530. Armored vehicles, Iran 640, Israel stands at about 1,190. Naval vessels, Iran 17, which includes submarines, 68 patrol, 7 corvettes. Israel 5 submarines and about 49 patrol boats. Ballistic missiles, Iran 12 type range up to about 2,000 kilometers. Israel, Jericho at about 4,800 to 6,500 kilometer range. This is an important one, viewers, and this could probably be that red line, and I'll get Sandeep to weigh in on this. Nuclear capability. Officially, Iran has none. Well, Israel officially has none, but it's an open secret, undeclared estimate of about 80 to 90 warheads. Air defense, Iran, mixed Russian-Iranian systems. Israel, multi-layered Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow 3. Sandeep, would you somewhere down the line, delve into these figures that we put out for our viewers, just in terms of weaponry and artillery comparison between Iran and Israel, and how does it pan out on ground in layman terms?
Well, Preeti, you didn't add the point that both these countries are separated by over 1,000 kilometers. They don't have a border. So this is again, coming back to my point that this is one of the most bizarre conflicts in the world, where you have two countries that are separated by two other countries. They have Syria and Iraq in between them, and they're fighting this war that's on for almost a week now. They're hurling ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, hypersonic missiles, and fighter aircraft at each other. And this is one of the strangest conflicts that we've witnessed. And, about the military forces on both sides, Iran's military has not seen any significant additions to its fighter fleet or its warships or even its tanks in a long time. Its fighter aircraft date back to the 1970s, almost 5 decades old, from the time of the Shah of Iran. They've not got any worthwhile aircraft. They have an air force only in name of about 300 aircraft, but they've tried to offset the lack of an air force and a substantial navy by inducting ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones in very large numbers. They have thousands of ballistic missiles. Their estimates range from between 3,000 to 10,000. They have drones in their millions. In fact, they're so good at drones that the Russian Federation has been buying drones from Iran, and Iran has helped set up drone factories inside Russia when it's fighting Ukraine. So they're very good at drones, they're good at cruise missiles, and of course, ballistic missiles. They've been targeting Israel over the last few days with hypersonic ballistic missiles. We've seen those visuals, some terrifying visuals coming out of Haifa yesterday of hypersonic missile attacks that have gone right through Israel's air defense network. So here you have Israel that's been targeting Iran relentlessly over the last 5 days using its air force. Israel has one of the world's best air forces, Preeti. It is literally second to none, and they carry out the kind of missions that even the US Air Force would, think twice about doing. So you have Israeli Air Force jets flying over 1,000 kilometers one way, attacking targets inside Iran and then flying back. And they've neutralized all of Iran's air defenses, which is their ground-based air defenses, which primarily comprise of surface-to-air missiles. All of those have been neutralized to a large extent using drones that were launched from within Iran's territory. That's something that they've seemed to have picked up from Ukraine. That is to create these little drone bases inside of Iran through which they attacked Iranian air defense sites. So that is one reason that Israeli fighter jets are operating with near impunity over Iranian airspace. They've got complete air dominance today. They can fly all the way from the Mediterranean to the Arabian Sea. That's the Israeli fighter jets.
Sandeep, I'm just coming in, to give our viewers perspective here, because earlier on in the meeting, to simplify it in layman terms, Sandeep, in the meeting, he was actually telling us that Israel jets have to fly, a distance from here to Bengaluru to even reach Iran?
Absolutely. They have to fly thousands of kilometers, something like 1,400 kilometers on a one-way mission to strike at, Iranian territory. And then they not only have to drop their ordnance there, but they have to spend some time on target and then fly back. So these Israeli pilots, they're flying missions that could be upwards of 3,000 kilometers both ways. So they're being refueled in the air and they're flying back. And, on the first day, Preeti, the Israelis attacked Iran on Friday, last Friday, with something like 200 fighter jets. That's almost the size of the entire Iranian Air Force. The Iranian Air Force has got about 300, 350 fighter jets. Not all of them are operational, but the Israelis have got some of the best fighter jets. They have F-16s, they have F-15s, they have F-35s, and all of these aircraft types were deployed over Iran to carry out those precision strikes, decapitation strikes, attacking leadership targets, attacking the Iranian revolutionary guards, and several nuclear sites as well. So it is Israeli jets operating with near impunity. Like I mentioned, it's almost flying distances like Delhi to Bengaluru one way, and spending time on target and then flying back, and then doing that day after day after day. So their jets, their fighter jets, would be going through incredible wear and tear, Preeti. And this is likely to continue for several more days.